out there in Radioland.
We need more Bob Cole.
Oh, good old hockey night in Canada.
Hey, happy midsummer, everyone, I guess.
Midsummer?
I don't know. I guess it's like late summer at this point, isn't it?
We're kind of getting to late summer, yeah. We're kind of past mid. We're getting to late.
Frick, this summer went by so fast.
Tell me a summer where it doesn't go by fast.
Yeah. But on a positive note, because, we got to take the positives in life. It's my birthday on the 27th.
Yay! Judgment Day.
Yeah. Not quite. 29th is Judgment Day.
Oh.
August 29, 1997. Coincidentally, August 27th, 1997 was my 18th birthday. So I would have turned 18 for 2 days and then died.
2 days? I thought it was the day you turned 18.
No. Coincidentally, the day I turned 18 is when I got my brown belt in karate, though. I remember that, so...
So it was Judgment Day.
Yeah, right?
The judgment.
Right? This scene alone, actually, would have, if we wanted to count the shits, we could have done the subtitles.
We've got the subtitles on right now.
Yeah, but it's too late now. So, hey, by the way, we're going a bit off the beaten trail here.
This is a movie that you have talked about in nauseum.
Yeah.
Like... Every second, third podcast, you bring up this movie.
I don't know if I always bring it up on the podcast per se, but at least when we're together, I bring it up.
Yeah, it's a topic of constant discussion with you.
So we are doing the old Sony. It's not a classic by any means. It's a cult classic, if anything, but even then, I don't think people talk about it. It's just how much it means to me. We're doing the cheerleader movie with dudes called Fired Up.
I'm not gonna lie, Corey. If you had not, it have not been your affinity for this movie, I probably would have rented it one time on DVD and been like, "Yep, I watched that."
Well, in a movie constantly filled with bad one-liners and boobs, and not even so much. There's not really any nudity per se. I think there's like one scene, but it's not because of the nudity. It's just boobs.
Mm-hmm. Is there, are they bad one-liners?
They're badly amazing. If any guy's ever looking for the best pickup lines in the world, you watch this movie. So
I don't know if I'd agree with that. Like, if you want some pickup lines, yeah, come to this movie. You want the best?
As a guy like me who, we all know that I'm a perverted old man. That's fine. But I honestly hated pickup lines. I loved collecting pickup lines throughout my years. Mm-hmm. Never used in my entire life a pickup line on a girl.
Pickup lines are almost like dad jokes at this time, right? Like, you get
pretty much. That's actually a good thing, good way of saying it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, I'm surprised by all the gay jokes in this movie.
Oh, this movie couldn't be made today.
Why can't you Why can't you make gay jokes anymore? Like, I guess I get why you can't make gay jokes anymore, but like, that was our childhood, was gay jokes, wasn't it? Like, there was so many.
Well, this movie was a throwback to like the Animal House era of comedies. I found so.
They literally make an Animal House reference in this movie.
Yeah. Your major, shouldn't that be putting a cow in the dean's office?
Animal House. Oh, I get that reference. Yeah. I get that.
Yeah, fucking loser. Anyway.
So I want to talk about the opening scene of this movie, because I think it perfectly introduces the two main characters, where they're trying to sleep with the two girls and trying to be all sweet and innocent. And he's like, "Oh yeah, he falls so easy. Me, I'm a tougher nut to crack," or something like that. He says.
Yeah.
Oh, and then they're getting chased by the two meathead dads. I'm like, my dad. You two are sisters?
No, they go to the gym together. They're total muscle heads. Your best solution is to curl up into a ball until the beating stops.
And the direction that they have is like, okay, for this formation, boom, up over the fence.
Then you find out they're definitely football players at that point. But I mean, I gotta take my, I'm gonna pull you here. You gotta take the time to appreciate Eric Christian Olsen. In my opinion, one of the best ad-libbing comedians of this generation. I mean, by this generation, he's in his 40s now. So, but honestly, like obviously not taken away from people like Robin Williams who could ad-lib on the drop of a hat, things like that. But I find everything he's been in, he is freaking hilarious and good for a quirky one-liner in anything you see him. He's now known for NCS LA. He's Deeks in that show. But from this, not another teen movie, Dumb and Dumber, the one that nobody talks about because nobody saw. Yeah.
I think it's better than Dumb and Dumber 2.
That's fair. Well, I've never not liked an Eric Christian Olsen movie, so that's fair.
I remember Dumb and Dumber being like, this is so stupid,
And
but
then
yet
two
it's
came
kind
out.
of funny.
One is delivery. Again, Eric Christian Olsen can deliver. Yeah, see the stars? That means it's a
No,
deleted
we're
scene,
watching
so-
the unrated version for those at home right now. We've just been introduced to the Poppy character,
the one guy's sister.
who is like, it's kind of a stereotype character here, like the big boss who's like, really small in stature and like acts like a what does she act like? Like I it's on the tip of my tongue when I'm trying to
Almost
describe
like,
her.
she's an A-type for sure. She's almost like, what's it called Meryl Streep in Devil Wears Prada, but she's 16.
Yes, yeah. I love that like contrast when movies do that. She's so petite, and I think she's the same age as the rest of them in this movie, eh?
Oh, really? I never actually looked that. When you said you looked up age,
Oh, you
I
know
never
what?
looked at...
Actually, I'm wrong about that because she's only like 28 right now. So if she was 20,
Well, this was 2009, so
15 years ago.
So she would have been, what, 15? 16?
Yeah. So she would have been age appropriate.
Yeah.
The rest of these guys are all 40 now.
Oh, yeah. Well, even in Not Another Teen Movie, I'm pretty sure Eric Christian Olsen was, like, pushing 30.
I have not seen Not Another Teen Movie. Eric Christian's been a lot of movies where I'm just kind of like, that looks hokey and stupid, and I don't want to do that.
I love my hokey and stupid. I don't want to say necessarily we want to do that movie, but I need to watch that movie again. So
Not Another Teen Movie?
Yeah.
It could go on the list.
Yeah, because, I mean, Chris Evans is a gem in that movie. Eric Christian Olsen, honestly, I mean, it's hard because Chris Evans is such a veteran. Chris Evans does definitely steal the spotlight, but Eric Christian Olsen's great. And then, of course, Cheryl, whatever her name is, the girl who plays the main girl, she's really good. So
I feel like Can't Hardly Wait's a better version of Not Another Teen Movie.
Well, Can't Hardly Wait is part of Not Another Teen Movie because it's a spoof movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it spoofs all the 90s romantic comedies. So it spoofs there's a scene directly where they spoof Can't Hardly Wait.
But I thought Can't Hardly Wait was kind of like not... See, Scream was a spoof of horror movies, but like in a homage.
Yeah,
spoof.
Scream was an homage more than it was a spoof. But yes, I see what you're saying.
And Can't Hardly Wait was like a homage spoof. I can't say the word spoof today.
Yeah, it's a hard word.
Is it a hard word?
No, it's just you.
Look at them flip their way out of here.
Yeah. I'm going to say it's probably not them.
You don't think that's them?
No.
I'm shocked. Are you telling me that my illusion of this movie is shot away?
Yes.
Like every time
Gone.
an actor does something like that, like is that not them?
My favorite is in movies when because they always do it like either blurred or in the distance, but when you actually take the time to look how it looks nothing like the actor at hand. At least with Peter, whatever his name is, the guy who's Arnold Schwarzenegger's stunt double in his big movies.
Kind of looks like him.
Yeah, Peter Kent, that's his name.
Oh, there she is.
See? Peter Kent is Arnold Schwarzenegger's stunt double. So in the scene where he jumps off the thing into that drainage ditch there, jumps on with his bike there, you can see in the face. It's not quite Arnold, but it's pretty
looks
close.
Really close.
Yeah.
Well, nowadays it doesn't matter.
No.
You get CGI on his face.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think where that really, in my opinion, one of the first things that did it was, coincidentally, Terminator Salvation.
Really?
When they're built at the very end of the movie where they've built all the T-800s to send out.
And they've got that Arnold
Face.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's Arnold's face on a different body. And I guess back then it was definitely fake, but it looked pretty damn good. But then I don't know if Disney bought that technology or whatever, but I think Disney's kind of taking control of that now. They've kind of been the only people that have been doing it since. So
Well, they're probably the only people who can afford to use the
probably
technology.
it's probably not cheap. So
And you know what? With the way that Disney's been going this past year or so, yeah, I think that kind of you're gonna see smaller budgets are coming for Disney movies. It's just a matter of time.
Well,
like, after last year, like there
that
was so many
said,
bombs.
25 and on is looking freaking prime.
Oh man, I disagree with that. Like, were you talking like the D23 presentation?
Not Disney, but like MCU, I guess.
Oh, MCU is looking really good.
Yeah, no, Disney. Oh, look, Frozen 3. Oh, look, Incredibles 3. Oh, look. Really? Really? And then this new coming out in December, this Mufasa movie. Did you hear about that? They're making a live action prequel to The Lion King.
Why?
Nobody liked the live action version in general. If they would have made an animated prequel to The Lion King, that would have made billions. But
Well, I think the live action Lion King actually did gangbusters in the theaters.
it was not good. Like the animals were lifeless, and that's the thing is with especially Disney's animation, that was always their thing. They took a creature and they gave it a personality, they gave it a life, they gave it expression, and that's why they were so known and so memorable. Now all this fucking animated, like live action animated stuff looks like the animals. That's great, good for them, but there's no expression.
There's certain movies that make sense for them to do a live action remake. Like, I didn't see it, but Mulan.
I heard that
made
was
sense.
good, actually. So
Yeah. Can we talk about this movie for half a second?
oh,
though,
I
that
guess
we're driving. We're driving.
we are driving.
We are driving. We are driving.
So quick brief synopsis, I guess. Now that we're this far, is these are two football players who found out that their football summer camp is going to be in El Paso, Texas, in the sweltering heat, and they overhear the girls talking about how cheerleading camp is going to be 300 other cheerleaders who
With almost no guys.
yeah, with almost no guys. So they can, as guys who they go through the school and sleep with all the girls they want, this is the chance for them to like sleep with new girls and add to their totals, basically. So now they become cheerleaders and they're on the bus on the way there. And yeah, like you see how dedicated these cheerleaders are, even though they're terrible, they're dedicated.
Yeah.
So
Dead last.
yeah.
I love the football coach. You told me who he was before the podcast started.
I think it's Phil Harris, I'm pretty sure.
Phil Harris?
It's Phil for sure. I can't remember the last name.
Phil Harris sounds incorrect. You're getting a Googled on this.
Phil?
But, like, the shit he says.
Literally.
Oh. Definitely
No, it's not Phil Harris.
Phil Harris.
No.
That is not him, eh?
No, I think Phil Harris was a Disney voice actor.
You could be right.
Anyway, him though, yeah.
Him. That guy from... Oh my god, what's he from?
He was in JFK. Or is it...
No, you said in Atlanta Fire.
Yeah, it was one of the two. I can't remember, but he was in it. So Philip Baker Hall.
Philip Baker Hall.
Yes, it just hit me like a brick. That's totally who it is.
Philip Baker Hall.
Baker.
Baker?
Philip Baker.
You're right, Philip Baker Hall.
Yeah.
But he's one of those guys that you recognize. He was in Dragnet, wasn't he? Was he not in Dragnet?
I wouldn't be surprised. He's old. How do you know if he's still alive?
He died 2 years ago.
Okay.
He was in Bruce Almighty? I didn't know that. Are these movies that it's coming up that he was in is not the stuff I know him from. Boogie Nights?
Oh, geez.
No idea. Midnight Run. I haven't seen Midnight Run forever. Sum of All Fears.
Rush Hour. Oh, look.
He was in
Mr. Popper's Penguins. He sure loves Jim Carrey.
Yeah. He's got, like... There's another Truman Show, right?
Wow.
Yeah, he was in a bunch of stuff.
You kill me. That was an underratedly funny movie.
Never seen it.
Yeah, Ben Kingsley. It's he's like an assassin or something. It's total comedy, but it's pretty great. Molly Sims, the girl who plays the camp counselor, head cheerleader, teacher, person thing. She was apparently one of the coaches or judges on America's Top Model or whatever. She used to be a model, and she totally has the build for it. She is only a year older than Eric Christian Olsen, and the joke is that she's supposed to be so much older than him in this.
Mm-hmm. But yet,
yeah. And she's, again, I think they're pretty much my age, if I'm not mistaken. She is absolutely gorgeous. Like, and not in a, like, fake hot sort of way. She's just pretty. Like, really, really pretty. So.
Look at this really bad smack talk between these cheerleaders, eh? Oh, look, last place is back. And then it's just, like, really, really bad smack talk.
And they're talking about, it's like, better than you stuff in your face. I'm healthy, Skeletor. And then the guys are just sitting back and taking it like, okay.
The guys are very confused in this whole ordeal.
Yeah. Well, they've never been in this world before, and apparently it is a world. So,
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, in America, like, I don't know if it still is or not, but, like, cheerleading culture back when this movie came out, massive.
Well, I bet it would still be, considering college sports is the lifeblood of the USA. Contrary to what they like to think about baseball and football and all that stuff, college football and basketball and all those things is what makes the money in that country, I swear to God.
I've got a couple of college football freaks in my office, and like there's like competing stuff going on. And, like, I know, like, us hockey fans get a little crazy, but, like, man, these guys are, like, so
Man, high school football in Texas fills up 70,000 a week. That's insane.
It's not fair that they are unpaid athletes.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that's the thing, though. Like, you get to the NFL, and you get a starter contract, you're still making, like, $20 million a year.
Not the NFL, no. No. Like, the NFL has the highest disparity between its top and its bottom guys. You can get, like, CFL type wages in the NFL.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm thinking of basketball then. I just know No, baseball. Baseball's got stupid contracts.
I think baseball's gotten stupid.
Like, A-Rod, in his prime, when he was playing... Well, I shouldn't say his prime, because his prime was Texas. But in his prime with New York, was making $25.2 a year. I did the math, because I'm bored. I like to do math on certain things. Mm-hmm. I did the math. If he got paid 24 hours a day, or if he played, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 24 hours, or sorry, I said that, 365 days a year, he'd still be making 25 cents a second.
What?
Yeah.
What? That's, oh. There's some dude making more than what a team salary is, like what the cap lets you do in the NHL. One person is making that in baseball.
Yeah.
More than that.
Like, the least athletic sport. Again, they're obviously athletes, but the least athletic sport.
I think it's wild with football because, like, you get injured in the NFL, and they don't have... They might have changed it now, but I know they used to not have guaranteed contracts. So, like, you get injured, you get sidelined, you're... whatever. Like... You forgot to put away all your money, and your career is done, right?
Sucks to suck.
Well, injuries happen, though, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I always thought about football. I mean, I grew up a Riders kid and everything like that. I always thought, hey, maybe I could play football. But I was not a athletic person. Like, I was not a fat person, but I was not athletic. I just didn't have the stamina. I didn't have the energy. I didn't have the motivation. And so then when I found out that football practice at high school was like at 5 a.m, I'm like, fuck that. So I never played.
My science teacher was the football coach, and it was funny. I didn't do very good in science. Science was never my strong strength.
And now you're working.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was passing, just barely. And then he was just like, oh, Jeff, you know, because I I was a strong, stocky young man, right? And you want to join the football team? Oh, no, I don't think so. And suddenly, I was just barely failing. Like, I always thought,
Sorry.
so am I barely failing because you wanted me on the football team? Or am I barely failing just because
Football
I'm barely
coaches are pretty vindictive in high school. I've heard many stories from many high schools, and yeah.
He does not look straight, does he?
Nope.
Who is that actor?
John Michael Higgins.
John Michael Higgins. That sounds incorrect to me. I love him and everything he's in. He's always a joy.
Yeah.
He's such a unique face, and he's getting a unique voice.
Yeah. He reminds me a lot of Fred Willard, actually. Not looks, but just his type, so...
You know what? That's who I always think he is Fred Willard.
Yeah, that's not Fred Willard.
I know it's not Fred Willard, but like that is who I get him confused with all the time. This fountain of, what do they call it?
Troy.
The fountain of Troy.
Prohibidabdo. Prohibidi what? Prohibidabdo. And I say that in Spanish because that's how exotic and not allowed it is.
Yeah. I was crystal clear. I said it in Latin.
Yeah.
Oh, he he steals this movie for me. Every scene he's in is funny.
He's got a great, yeah.
He's such a perfect straight man, right? Like he's so ridiculous, yet he's not. He doesn't show it, right?
What I love is that he's supposed to be married to Molly Sims' character Diora, and it's like, what? Because she's like so smoking hot, and he's so dorky, and yeah.
Kind of reminds you of the other guys, right? With Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
And what is that? Eva Longoria.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mark Wahlberg's like, this is your wife. Yeah.
Eva Longoria is so hot. Anyway.
I don't think I could do what these guys are doing.
Like sleep around?
Well, first off, I don't have the looks to sleep around, so.
Oh, story of my life, yeah.
But I don't think I could go into like a thing like this with so few other guys and guess like that girl culture. We've talked about it with some of our friends. Like girl culture, they're like vicious animals when you get too many of them together.
When I was 17, 18, I was in that culture to, feel things out.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, bitches be crazy. They ain't kidding when they say that.
Oh yeah, all the estrogen in like something like this would just.
Yeah.
I think they would treat guys differently, right?
And it depends on the girl, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
this movie is so painfully two-dimensional, and so it's really awful in terms of morality, but it just shows that all girls are willing to be a fling if the right things are said to them, and that's obviously factually incorrect. So
that's what these kind of what would you call these kind of high school movies again?
Sexploitation films.
Sexploit. That is not where I was going at all with it. No, not sexploit. What? There's a different term than gross out high school comedy that I cannot think of for the life of me because I've had an exhausting day. Okay, I cannot think, Corey. I know what I want to say.
Thinking's overrated. So
yeah, but it would really be helpful right now if I could think some. But you know what I mean, like the teen...
Well, the raunchy comedies, basically.
That was exactly what I'm looking for. The raunchy teen comedies.
Yeah.
Why could I then not think of the word raunchy? Why?
I don't know. Because you're tired, remember?
But, like, girls are hooking up left, right, and center in raunchy comedies, right?
Yeah, oh yeah. I love how he's got a better yoga pose than her.
Well, he's supposed to be an athlete, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's, like... Both those poses aren't great.
Yeah.
Like his is too high and hers is too low, right? Like.
Yeah. Bottom line is I couldn't do it.
Oh, I could totally do. Flexible as a rubber band.
It's a rubber band.
As a rubber band.
I used to be flexible, and then I wasn't.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Yeah, turns out when you get old, so.
Look at his moves.
Yeah, right?
What's his name again?
John Michael Higgins.
He needs a shorter name.
JMH.
JMH. Can we just call him JMH from here on out?
I mean, or John, but, whatever.
What's his character name?
Mr.
I watch this movie a couple of times a month.
Just trying to...
Yeah.
Really? I love every bone in my body, especially mine, was a deleted scene. Anyway, yeah, best pickup line in this movie. I love every bone in your body, especially mine. Sorry.
We're beyond lesbian kissing scenes being funny at this point, are we not?
No, I was pointing to their reaction. Where they're just sitting there like, huh. Frick. I can't remember his name in this. You're right. I don't think they focus on his name. Like, Diora is focused on because of Eric's obsession with her, so.
Which is funny because, like, besides every now and again being like, oh yeah, I'm going to get her. Oh yeah, I'm going to get her. And then to have, like, whoa, he's got, like, a total obsession. Yeah, that doesn't, like, he's a total whore in this movie.
Yeah, but yet, it's funny, yeah, because he's, like, falling in love with her while still wanting to be a whore, and then he realizes, like, he says later on, it's like, maybe I'm not into this anymore, and then he's like, oh, wait, and he's like, and he's back, so.
But I think we should take a quick commercial break, Corey.
Sounds good. Bye.
So we meet the douchebag, eh?
Yeah.
The pre-doctor.
Dr. Dick.
Yeah. The pre-fiance.
See, that was cutscene. That's
hey, look, boobs.
That is literally the only, well, I guess shy from Buddy's bum, but the only nudity in this movie. For the fact that it's, this type of movie. So.
I think in 2009 they were getting away from too raunchy, right?
Yeah, show don't tell. Or, no, it's the other way around. Tell don't show.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what you're thinking of.
Yeah.
So, did we talk about the scene that just went by?
The lake scene?
The lake scene.
Lake scene was a lot of fun. I mean, I could imagine if I had friends doing that. So.
Fun.
Fun.
I
stick with fun.
You know what?
They were practicing cheerleading moves. The water makes you more lighter. I've seen Dirty Dancing.
Okay, you're right. How did the raccoon only get their clothes?
Yeah.
I think you're calling the raccoon stupid, but like it's stupid the raccoon only got their clothes.
So they're naked now and
wait a minute. Weren't they doing it in their underwear? He said.
Yeah, but then I think that it turned into I think because how the girl takes his underwear off, remember? And he's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" But
he would still have his underwear.
Oh yeah, that's true. But maybe they were wet, so they left him there to dry. I don't know.
I would put my underwear back on if it was wet.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Yeah. Size of popcorn.
Like the last time I went skinny dipping, I made sure I knew where my underwear was. So like, that's a crucially important thing.
So you don't have to, cheer naked in front of your coach.
And where did the pom-poms come from?
They found him on the ground. They show him looking down and seeing him.
Oh, I missed that scene.
Yeah, because it's not even their team colors. So
this is very clever. This is very Austin Powers of them.
Yeah, it's quite impressively choreographed.
You know what that sound is?
What's the sound, James?
Sounds like a motor.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, good night, James.
Can I close the door?
No.
Why?
Because it's hot in here.
Not that hot.
James?
How about slightly?
Okay, sure. Nothing like a James interruption in the middle of a podcast. You always tell when it's my house, right? He always sneaks in at least once, somehow, into the podcast.
I think what makes me laugh the most out of the door thing is that he's not even going to be up here.
Yeah, right? Like, what does it matter to him if the door is slightly open or slightly closed? Because he's wicked.
Look, you broke her face. You broke it right in half. Now where am I going to get another one of those this late in the day? Damn, I wish Rick were here. Why? So we can ask somebody to call a doctor? Oh, bring it on.
Yeah, Bring It On. Of course they're watching Bring It On there. I love how they all know the lines to the movie. I actually was like, when you were talking about this movie, there was a couple times I thought you were talking about Bring It On.
I mean, Bring It On is a pretty funny movie, but I'm satisfied with my one-time watching of it, so. I mean, Eliza's birthday was yesterday. She's turned 43 now, so.
Eliza?
Dushku.
Oh, is that how you pronounce? That is not how I've said her name for all those
There
years.
she is. Just cause, well, it's spelled Eliza, so I assume that's how you pronounce it.
I always said it was Eloise.
Oh my God! How the hell did you get that?
Because of the Z. No.
Eliza.
I don't know. Eliza. Eliza is not how I thought it was spelled.
Eliza. Eliza.
Okay. Well.
That said, I could very well be wrong.
What happened to her? She was like the hot girl for like.
Yeah, she was pretty it for a while there. I mean, between Bring It On kind of really showcased her. Buffy, obviously, / Angel, which was more Buffy because Charisma Carpenter followed to Angel, but Eliza
Dollhouse didn't really catch on, did it?
No, unfortunately not. But I mean, let's talk about her first movie, True Lies. She was the daughter.
Was she the daughter in True Lies? Really?
Yeah, she was like 15 in it, I think.
How did I not know that?
Yeah. That's because she looks nothing like she does now. So
I love that movie.
Honestly, it is my second favorite Cameron movie.
Yeah.
So
I feel like it's almost his forgotten classic.
And it should be.
I watched the shit out of that movie back when it was out.
So good. Do you know the F-14 that he drives at the end of it there is the same F-14 that Thor throws Hulk into in Avengers? Really? Yeah, they just reused it and then they destroyed it. So
that seems like an obscure reuse of a vehicle.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you know what I have in my backyard? The Harrier jet from True Lies. Sweet, let's throw the Hulk into it.
Let's destroy the fuck out of it.
Speaking of stuff that used to be cool, that's not like cool in the 90s.
Me?
Oh, like Harrier jets.
Okay.
Remember the Hummer? How cool that was in the 90s?
Well, that was Arnie's fault too.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, because he was like the first civilian to have one, right?
Yeah. The worst gas guzzlers on the planet, and yet all the rich people were buying them. So
there is a brand new Hummer at the dealership in town. It looks.
Who makes Hummer?
Chevy.
Okay.
And it looks like a fucking Avalanche.
Ew.
Right? I'm just like, what did you do to the Hummer?
I mean, I have nothing wrong with the Avalanche, but a Hummer should not look like it.
No, the Hummer, like, I thought the H2 was a hideous abomination.
And then the H3 was like the woman's version of a Hummer.
Yeah.
So.
The new Hummer
now it's a preteen version of the Hummer.
It's like, it's jacked up to all shit, but it's got like the back end to like an Avalanche. It's hideous.
Huh.
It's bad.
Could be worse. Could be the Jeep, Guardian or whatever it's called?
Gladiator?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're growing on me.
Nope.
So Dr. Rick, eh?
Yeah.
Like, doesn't it bug you in movies where, like, it's so obvious the guy's a scumbag, and how does the sweet girl not see it?
Yeah, it's pretty tropey, so.
It's like, it's the worst movie trope of all time.
And
then maybe not the worst, but, like, it's in top 5 worst movie trope of all time.
Yeah, and then, of course, greasy, douchey guy is always a cheater, too, so.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Because you can't have them, like, you could just have them be a greasy douchebag, but, like, you hate them if they're a cheater, right?
Yeah.
If they're just kind of a greasy douchebag, and then, like,
There are some fun greasy douchebags in movies, but, yeah, it's funny. Once they cross that line, they're immediately hated.
Arguably, the two leads in this movie are greasy douchebags.
Yeah.
Like, super greasy douchebags.
Yeah.
But they're not as greasy or as douchebaggy as this guy.
It's funny. They don't cheat, but they'll sleep with a new girl every day.
Yeah.
but it's not
isn't
cheating.
Cheating.
Yeah.
Right? Oh. It it's kind of hypocritical in this movie when you think about it. Like when you squint your eyes at it, be like, okay, this is the bad guy, but these guys are sleeping with all the chicks.
I love how out of all the characters in this movie, and there's a few, only the two main characters have, well, actually, really pretty much just the one, but basically the two main characters have the character development in it, and that is it.
Does yeah. No, there's no other character development in this entire
They're
movie.
all the same two-dimensional character at the beginning and at the end. Shy, maybe Carly, because she ends up hating them to start and liking them afterwards, but it's not even character development. It's just she got used to them. Whereas
she's grown accustomed to his face.
Yeah. Whereas like they go from, sluts to realizing that it's okay to love a girl. So
how do you feel about the ending?
which part? There's a lot of ending.
So how they place in the tournament. Yeah, there's like a
19th placers?
Yeah. I appreciate when a movie does that.
How they don't just out of nowhere become the best type thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's kind of always bugged me when a movie does like, and I love a good underdog story, right? Like everyone loves a good like Mighty Ducks or Major League or something like that. But it's also very unrealistic. Like I think Bad News Bears did it where they lost, right? Did they not?
Yeah, well, and Rocky too. Everyone's talking about, Rocky is a big comeback. No, he didn't actually win in the first movie.
Yeah, he lost.
Yeah, and then he tied, I think it was in the second movie.
Which is crazy to think because...
Or no, I think he did win in the end, but...
he won in the end because he was the champion by Rocky 3.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen Rocky 2.
It's an extension to the first one. It's nothing new in terms of plot because it's still just Rocky and Apollo.
Mm-hmm.
So...
I love the first Rocky.
It's a freaking amazing series, Shy 5. Which, by the way, Dean, if you're listening, 5 still sucks. You can tell your brother I said that. You can have him listen to this, and he can hear that I said that. 5 sucks. The end.
5's terrible.
Yeah.
Probably the most disappointing sequel. Well, is the most disappointing sequel to any great movie series ever?
No. God, no.
I don't know. The Rocky movies were so good.
I mean...
Like, there was such a high bar with those movies.
Terminator 3?
Yeah, but there's less good Terminator movies.
That's fair.
Than there are good Terminator
That's fair.
movies. Rocky had like 4 knockout hits in a row.
Actually, in all honesty, like technically 4 is a terrible movie too, but it's fun. It's a cookie cutter movie for a series that's been well written, but it was fun. Whereas 1, 2, 3, 6, and I guess Creed, but I mean I don't count Creed.
I've
as much,
watched Creed.
It was
It's
okay.
It's kind of its own thing, right?
Yeah, it was. First one had Stallone in it as kind of the mentor because Creed is, of course, Apollo Creed's kid. And then they went without Stallone after that. But but 6, Rocky Balboa, was an incredible follow-up movie.
I do kind of hate that they put the gloves back on him again.
Yeah,
that's about the only thing I don't like about Rocky Balboa.
It was cheesy, but it's just I liked his speech where when you can actually understand it in a few seconds there, where he's like, "What's wrong with trying one more time to see if you can?" And so he does, and I think that's when they tie, don't they? And then so it's like he didn't win, he didn't lose type thing.
I can't remember how Rocky Balboa ends.
I honestly,
yeah,
I'm trying to remember.
I
almost want to say he won, which
I don't think he did.
Should not have happened. He should not have won in Rocky
because it was like the new It
mm-hmm.
guy that he was facing. No, I'm pretty sure it was a tie, and that's what made it so.
We have to backtrack. You said Rocky 4 is a bad movie. Rocky 4 is the most iconic of all the Rocky
I know,
movies.
funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, 80s movie fans didn't look for smart movies; they looked for fun movies.
It is probably the least intellectual of all the Rocky movies, besides 5.
Besides 5. 5 sucked.
5 sucked. Oh, I've got a robot butler. What the fuck?
Happy birthday, Polly.
But they were putting robots and everything at that time, right?
Yeah.
The symbolism in 4, though, like with the Cold War. And
Oh
everything.
yeah. They
That's
totally
what that
struck where
was.
the iron was hot in that one.
Yeah.
So, and then I mean, Dolph Lundgren was a machine in that movie. I mean,
Oh my God! If he dies, he dies.
Yeah. And the fact that they kill off Creed, and it's got emotion to it for sure. But other than that,
So didn't Carly already know that switching to the movie we're actually watching?
oh hey, look, we're watching the movie still.
Yeah. Didn't she already know that he was guest here to hook up with people?
Yes,
So why is she upset with him?
because she didn't realize he was going to leave mid thing right before the competition, where they actually worked together and they were actually going to do well in the competition.
But he doesn't end up leaving, so why is she still mad?
Well, that I argued with too. What's funny? See, he's wearing shorts there.
Mm-hmm.
When he leaves to take off, he's wearing pants. When he comes back in, he's wearing pants. When he walks out there, and you don't see him changing, he's wearing shorts.
You have watched this movie too many times.
Yes.
Oh, he's not gay, is he? The
Well, they don't ever.
because it's the other one that's gay.
Yeah, they don't. I think he's just like metrosexual.
Yeah, I think he's just metrosexual. Too.
Yeah, but
Like, he's a little flamboyant, but
yeah.
I actually think he's straight.
yeah. Whereas, yeah, the long-haired dude.
Though
Yeah.
you don't like advertise that windmill in front of guys so much.
Yeah. And then
Like
there's
that.
look at Danielle Harris there.
I did not notice that last time. Oh.
Yeah, one of the cheerleaders is Danielle Harris. So to those who know, they know that's Jensen Ackles' wife. So
Jensen Ackles like one of those it guys right now, eh?
so supposedly they're making a Ghost Rider movie, but it's going to be a Sony movie, and Jensen Ackles is it. Supposedly, I have yet to back it up with a credible site, but I've seen more than one less credible site say it.
Like from what I've seen of him, I think that'd be good.
I do too, but it's Sony.
I a little disappointed we're going to not get a Normus Reedus Ghost Rider. You don't think that would be amazing?
I'm not a huge fan of his. I'm not gonna lie.
No,
No.
my wife has a cup that says "If Daryl dies, we riot."
I honestly have never watched a single millisecond of The Walking Dead.
Oh, the first 3 seconds are brilliant. Or the first 3
First 3 seconds.
three
Excellent.
seasons. 3 seasons are brilliant. 4
Yeah.
and 5 are good, and then like it really derails itself.
I've never cared about zombie genre.
You know what?
So-
I'm not a big zombie genre guy either, but like the first season of Walking Dead is just like what life would be like if you're in a zombie apocalypse. Like it's probably the most grounded, realistic zombie apocalypse scenario you could get in, which I really appreciate.
Well, that's the thing. I don't want to get emotionally invested in a zombie thing. So I think that's part of it too. Like, I watch Zombieland because it's fucking hilarious.
Mhm.
But there's no emotional investment in that movie with the exception of like a scene or two.
Mhm.
But I don't want to cry watching a zombie show.
Look at these football guys getting the cheerleaders that have been dedicating years and years to their craft. And they've only picked this up, what, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, and they're
They're telling
motivating
them-
the team. Yeah, so.
Yeah, this is how you do it. You just have to be cocky.
Cocky bitches.
Cocky bitches. And they're not great at being cocky bitches.
No,
They're definitely
no.
not. Like, I'm actually surprised how this team made it to this university.
Yeah.
They kind of suck.
Well, they're high school.
Yeah, but this is they call it a university.
Oh, that's the
the
that's-
FU.
Yeah, it's because it's the local, provincial, whatever, not provincial, but yeah,
I
tournament.
don't think they have provinces in America.
I don't think they do.
Yeah, state.
Because if you win this competition, you go to states. So this is the pre-states competition. So it takes place at a university, but it's they're still all high school.
So this would be like counties.
Well, I think, maybe county, yeah.
You sure they don't mean that like you sure this isn't state?
No, because they say that line where the winner of this competition goes on to the state finals.
Well then. Oh, look, it's Dr. Douchebag. Yeah.
There's a lot of crime involved with these barbers in this movie and hairstylists.
Well, it was the mid-2000s.
Yeah.
They're not that bad. Like, what's egregious here?
That's bad.
Okay, that's bad, but that was like the nerdy look at the time.
I guess. I'm not a big fan of curly-haired black chicks, but I guess that could be a thing too. Not her,
like
but
that kind of curly hair?
No, the other one, the one with the nappy little.
Yeah, but that's like
it is, but I don't like it. So.
Well, you're a middle-aged white man. I'm pretty
sure.
I
totally am. 100% am. So. It's funny. Everyone back in the day, back when we were growing up, middle age was in their 50s. Everyone was in their 50s. Nobody makes it to 100 anymore. I mean, obviously some people do, but I'm 45 in a couple weeks, and I am the epitome of middle age because I ain't making it past 90. I'm not even going to make it to 90. So, yeah.
It's a frightening thought that at some point we will have more days behind us than ahead of us, and you will never know when that day happens.
Nope.
And we're at the age where that number could already happen, right?
Let's get really depressing. We never know which podcast is our last.
We never know which podcast is our last. Well, I'm talking about life and death, and you're worried about like the podcast dying. Eh?
Priority. Our people need us.
You know what keeps me awake at night? Thinking of things that keep you awake at night. That one day you put your kids down and you never pick them up ever again. Which is why I routinely pick Nick up to be like, today is not that day. And there'll be a day where I stop picking him up.
Do you rock him and read I Love You Forever from Robert Munch to him?
No,
And then when he moves out, you're going to crawl through his window and...
Like, that's his mom that's going to do that. That's the mom in that
creepy ass book.
Oh, like, why is this guy keeping a diary again?
Because he's sensitive on the inside. He just hides it.
He does not seem sensitive on the inside. Even with, like, the diary that came out of nowhere is the only instance of him being sensitive on the inside.
Well, that's because it's on the inside.
But he's a whore the rest of the movie. And he didn't even stop being a whore after we discovered the journal or the diary. He continued being the exact same character.
And really, he's just trying to hook up with Diora. He's not even like, I'm going to marry her or anything like that.
Yeah.
So
he has no growth in this movie. It's totally guess the other one.
Just Nick?
Guess Nick.
Or Sean, whichever is which. I always forget the two.
Why would you put those beads in your mouth?
Those are his beads. I thought you knew. It's like, then you put the beads in your mouth? Oh, I thought they were just your bracelet. Why would you put my bracelet in your mouth? I don't know. I love all these scenes when they do the flashback to show that he's gay. It never actually happens in the movies like that.
No, that's not how it happened at all.
No, but it's freaking hilarious. Like right there.
He
yeah.
shows up nude. And we're like, oh yeah, we're all running naked.
And then that, yeah.
Oh, he's got the towel and the bottle of wine. Classic Downey. Classic.
Blah.
Oh.
Raw hamburger fight.
That made no sense. The meat must have been less expensive in 2000.
Right? I've been hit. This man needs some joxygen. This movie will never win an award. This movie is the dumbest movie ever, but frickin' hell is it hilarious.
I do. Okay, he does have a little bit of growth because he's just like, oh, I'm at this party that he was looking forward to.
And he was
like,
bored to tears, yeah.
Yeah, he was bored to tears. Oh.
Welcome back to Sucktown, population U.
Oh, you got last place sewn up again. I wonder if they're going to do the Fountain of Troy that's for video.
No, that would never happen.
Yeah, but they would never do that in a movie where they
It's
talk
prohibitable.
I said it in Latin. How could I not be more clear?
I wonder what she wants to do with her life. Like, you know, she wants to do this. Well, I think I'm becoming sensitive and like empathetic and have feelings. Oh my God, look at the pooper on that.
I actually know these girls like friends and I care.
I'm becoming a fully formed person.
Oh, right, I'm a person.
Could rest my beer on that shit. What kind of dress goes on a Caesar salad or a Greek salad? Come on, man. Don't be a dumbass. Everybody knows that.
Yeah. They just do olive oil?
Yeah.
Though you do get this sweet cheerleading scene out of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Rocket ship or whatever it is. Oh, shoulder stand. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Rocket ship was the frisbee at the beginning. That's right.
They do make a really good team.
Yeah. Honestly, if there's one thing I can credit this movie besides how freaking hilarious it is their chemistry is bar none.
I'm Reginald Van Buddy Button.
I love Twinkies.
Oh. I almost thought for a second this was going to devolve into a stoner comedy for this scene.
Yeah, impressively, there is no drug use at all in this movie for being this type of movie.
Is this an R-rated?
It would have to be.
Why would it have to be?
I think back then well, maybe not. I guess when things weren't as...
There wasn't enough nudity and there wasn't enough swearing. Like, shit.
Yeah, there was no... Was there even an F-bomb in this movie?
I don't think there is a single F-bomb.
And then it'll be PG-13.
The F-bomb will get you a R rating.
Wow, one F-bomb is good in a PG-13. Mm-hmm. That's the ongoing joke.
Oh, did you see the Marvel counter?
Yeah, one movie or one in the entire MCU and 118 in Deadpool Wolverine means there's 119 F-bombs in the MCU. Although that scene in the Fox in X-Men Origins there, it's like, we're looking to recruit you. Fuck off. That was the one F-bomb in the entire Wolverine movie.
Really?
Yeah. So they kept it PG-13, but they gave him the F-bomb. So.
Mm-hmm. Hugh Jackman must have wanted that. Back in her bed, eh?
Yeah. Maybe want to put some pants on?
Oh, this is an impressive skill to get up on this bench. Or this ledge. I can't say words. I feel like the last few podcasts, words have not been my friend.
Look at that. That was cut out. Like, holy crap.
Yeah, I didn't see
this. This theatrical version must have sucked ass. I every time I get given the option of a special feature, I only watch the special feature. Or not special edition. So, or unrated edition.
Dude, you knew that he was doing that. You called him out on doing exactly what you're calling him out on doing now.
Yeah, but they needed a forced...
yes.
What's the word? Not argument. Conflict.
Yeah.
So...
Oh,
rock me sexy Jesus.
I hate the forced awkward situation. Well, I was doing this, but I was doing it for the right reasons, and I'm a likable person. That's why you should like me. Yeah. And now I've changed because I was doing it this way at the beginning. You know who does that correctly? 10 Things I Hate About You. Because you know what? You know, even though she finds out in the end and 10 Things I Hate About You, like, there was some character growth in that movie with that awkwardness.
You know,
that's
like...
one of the very few movies that do it right. And sometimes a movie gets like, I'm trying to think of what the movie was that gets kind of like glossed over it. Be like, oh, well, you know what? I'm over it.
I'll give 10 Things About You more credit than I ever did thinking about before I watched the movie. Because, again, for the longest time, I did not like Heath Ledger movies. I honestly just couldn't care less about him. And so I never watched that movie. And so when I watched it, it was a well done movie. So I know we already talked about it on a podcast, but it was good.
I think I gave it a pretty low ranking still.
Yeah.
I don't think it was near as good as you guys all thought it was. Because there was definitely some stuff that was just kind of like
Jarring.
wacky stuff. But like, yeah. Like this movie's almost more grounded.
Which is scary.
Right? Like, there's some stuff that happens in 10 Things That I Hate About You that's just kind of like too wacky.
Yeah. Well, considering how much I rave about this movie and considering how the fact that I said I watch this movie literally multiple times a month, not even exaggerating, you're going to be surprised with my rating afterwards. So
Really? Well, it depends whether or not you go with a personal rating or if you go with a pragmatic rating.
No.
Don't you love how the mascots come in on the little cars? Little tricycles? It's ridiculous.
Well,
so how about we talk about the ending, and then we'll take a little break, and we might lead into where it belongs in the video store.
Sounds groovy.
So the Prohibidabdo.
Like prohibited, but not.
Prohibidabdo.
Yeah.
Prohibidabdo. That's the move that's going to put them over the top?
Yeah, that's what they say.
Yeah.
So they do it because they're like, oh, they're missing something, you know, a little je ne sais quoi, like something. And so they do the Fountain of Troy, which was, of course, Prohibidabdo. And then they...
Because that is going to make no sense to anybody that hasn't watched this movie.
Right? And then they do it, and then you find out in the end they lose points for doing it. So it's like, how is this supposed to push them over if you lose points?
Well, also, he jumps into the lake, right?
Well, there's that.
Yeah.
He mounted his triple backflip purposely, though.
Yeah, he should have done a double, though.
Yeah.
That's why she did a double.
Yeah.
You know, it's a...
Now, this
is the part that's unrealistic?
This is completely unrealistic.
Oh, you totally don't believe that happened?
I can believe that, but yeah.
I think they got it.
And I love how he just lands in the water and everyone's like, he's unconscious. Oh my God, he just landed in the water. He didn't hit his head or anything.
Well, you don't know how deep that water is. Oh, what if it's really shallow?
Look!
It's pretty shallow looking. Yeah. He's like laying in it. That actually would have really hurt landing in that water because it's only like knee deep.
He's fine.
The Panthers are super obnoxious in this scene. I do love how they get back at them though. And he goes like, "Oh my God!" Oh.
Yeah, well, the one
what does she say?
Punches the one, and then
I don't even like cheerleading that much. Well, and they're just like, "Oh, well, nobody's gonna see this," and then it's like totally on national.
Yeah,
TV.
right. Which, again, a non-state competition on TV. Frickin' the states are weird.
10 places better than they did last year.
Yeah.
Maybe they were gonna do a sequel where they actually move up to first.
Apparently, I never mentioned at the beginning, but when they're doing the credit list at the beginning there, Freedom Jones as the writer was actually a collection of like 3 writers, and they just gave it that name. I don't know why they didn't just list the 3 writers, but...
Maybe they didn't want their names attached to this movie.
Probably.
Oh, look, now that she's found out the douchebag's a cheater, she's okay with going with this slut.
Whore, yeah.
Yeah. So, Corey, it's that time of the night. Where does this movie belong in the video store?
Horror.
Obviously. Like that triple backflips, obviously a horror movie.
He could have died.
Could have died.
And then like people get punched here, so he could have died.
Yep. Dr. Rick is a big dick who he could have killed somebody.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's very horrific in this scene.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
like he's no T-Rex, biting somebody off of a toilet seat, but he's close.
In the 1 hour and like 29 minutes that this movie is, I don't even think it's an hour and a half. There's like a millisecond of drama.
Mm-hmm.
So this one's.
Do we
given,
have
so.
romance in our
No.
our videos? No romance,
It's under
eh?
drama
Why do we not have a romance section?
because it's dramatic.
Well, that's not true because sometimes you have romantic comedies.
But
and
then it's
you
a
have-
comedy.
But there's whatever. So is this a comedy?
100%.
Yeah, there's no possible way you put it anywhere else.
No,
right?
not even like. Although I'd put it under staff picks.
You would, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would.
We are not getting a staff picks thing.
No. Eventually.
Though, we should do a staff pick night where we just like, what is our staff pick movies? Not the best movies of all time, but our staff pick movies.
I think we've done most of mine, to be honest. So.
Oh, we haven't done the staff pick movie of yours. But it's kind of crazy, the restraint I've shown. We've done very few of my favorite movies.
Yeah, come on, man. Get with it.
We're getting there. We're getting there. The Kevin Smith is coming.
Yeah, we need that.
It's coming.
We need that.
Yeah. And we've got a request for Army of Darkness, so that's going to be done as well. So,
What are we doing next week?
I want to do a topic.
Okay.
So we have to pick a topic.
Okay.
Yeah, and we got a couple on the back burner here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Is Laura back next week?
Oh,
I don't think so,
Laura, are you back next week? Call us. Let us know. She doesn't listen.
She doesn't listen.
Mike, because I know you're listening, Mike. Call Laura for us and let us know whether or not she's coming back next week.
If I get a text tomorrow, I swear to God, that'll be awesome.
Yeah. It'll be from Laura saying, Mike asked me. So, final thoughts on Fired Up.
It is
Or would you like me to go first?
too late. I already started.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
It is the most fun you'll have with a movie that has zero intelligence to it.
Yeah, I got to agree with that. There's not much deep thought to this movie.
No, it was, yeah.
Even Grandma's Boy, I found some stuff in there that is like stereo, like there was some Office Place stuff and like some stuff that was like hidden autism that I don't know if necessarily they meant to touch on and like mental illness and stuff like that. But there was some of that in Grandma's Boy, which had some more intellectual.
Oh, JP was totally autistic.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And he breaks down and cries like.
Yeah. Fun fact, sorry, quick interrupt because I saw it and I just reminded me. The Eagle mascot, which you never see, is the guy who played Hero from Heroes. And
I was trying to figure out who Hero played.
yeah, he was that. Anyway, sorry, go on.
I seen the cast and I seen like, oh, Hero's in this.
Masioka.
Why would you just have him as the mascot and never take him off?
Uh,
Oh well. Well, apparently Reacher's in this too.
Richardson?
Yeah,
Really?
and I have no idea who he is in this movie. Twice watching this, I'm just like,
Was he one of the friends of Rick?
I
Was that him? I don't think that was him.
was looking and I couldn't figure out who he was.
Well,
So
I'm gonna look that up, but I'm not gonna do it now. So
we got derailed on final thoughts, of course.
yeah, no, this is gonna be short and sweet for me. It's terribly unintelligent, but incredibly funny.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard for me to recommend this movie to people because it strikes such a personal gem for me. Like I love dirty one-liners, I love raunchy comedies, etc., etc. But it is an awful movie. So, honestly, 1.5.
I think you're too harsh on calling it a awful movie because it's not an awful movie. Like this isn't going to be it's not a Kingdom of the Crystal Skull for me. it's definitely it's a Temple of Doom for me, right?
Okay.
But I don't find it as funny as you do, which I'm surprised. I think your ranking is too low because Corey, you gotta love what you gotta love. Okay, you need to give this a 2.5.
Fine. I'll stick with 2.5 out of 10. Just kidding. Yeah.
Which is lower than 5 out of 1.
1 out of 5 is 20%. So 1.5 would have been 25%. So it would have been the same.
So you're gonna give it a 2.5 out of 10?
I can
Then?
do 2.5. No, I'll go 2.5 out of 5.
It deserves it deserves higher than that.
Like one thing Mike did, which was kind of neat, was do the subjective versus objective review, like rating. I don't do that, so if I had to meld the two into the middle, yeah, I think a 2.5 would be fair.
But that not to pretend like my system is some genius thing, but if you look hard enough at the way I do my ranking system, then you can see some of that objectivity and subjectivity in how I rank them as well. Right? If you look and understand where the puzzle pieces are lining up, does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I actually, I am unable to quantify, which we've established that, but at the same time, I understand your rankings, if that makes sense.
Yep.
So.
Yep. And they don't need to be quantified.
I love how I said enable too. It's not a word.
So we're still rocking out here at 50% power, eh?
56.
I meant just you and me without the...
Oh.
Wow.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, you did not...
Yeah, I'm good. But no, yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I think you and I have such a great dynamic that we have a lot of fun, but I love, and you've said this before, what the others bring. Mm-hmm. So it's two totally different podcasts. A podcast with Jeff and I versus a podcast with Laura, Jeff and I, versus a podcast with Mike, Jeff and Laura and I, versus a podcast with me and Laura. Like, it just all...
Oh, this is where...
Hey!
There he is!
I don't think I watched this long.
Huh, you've never made it to the end credits, eh? Oh, maybe that's Alan Richardson. Oh,
I think he's too short. Alan Richardson's like 6'5".
I know.
So...
But, like, that eagle looks so tall, right? What is...
Oh, they finally make out.
Well, this is a good end credit scene.
And, of course, it was deleted, end credit scene. So.
And that's how you kiss a guy. Oh.
So that's totally a nod to Cruel Intentions. So, thoughts? Not in the movie, but in general, life?
Oh, it's been busy. It's been a busy weekend. Oh, we just got
I'm glad you got some away time, so.
Well, yeah. I've been working really hard this year to realize what's important in life.
Excellent. That's a great feeling.
Yeah. I've been trying to take a bit of a step back from work and stuff like that, right? Which is good.
Which is good.
Yeah. What about yourself, Corey? How's your head feeling?
Head's feeling good. It's always gonna have something, but head's feeling really good. I'm quite impressed. I have my theories, but I'm not sharing them. No, and I got some muscle rub for the back of my neck and the back of my head, and it helped a lot. Yeah, been busy. Between covering a shift, between helping out, blah 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 blah. Wednesday will be my first day off in 2 weeks.
Oh, really?
So, and I'm not saying that to complain. I'm actually okay. I just matter of factly, it's been 2 weeks. So.
I'm done with working that long. Well, you know what? Actually, to be honest, last Friday was my first day off in 2 weeks. So, I guess it's not a big change. But looks like we're out of here, guys. Talk to you later.
All right. Well, have a good night. The Blockbuster box is going supremely well. Thank you for everyone who follows Mini Blockbuster Cameras. And hit us up on the socials. You know where we are. Have a good one.